Hey, it's Stefan Upman here. This is a quick follow-up video from a video that I shot a few years back actually about the 10 tips for networking events for introverted people or people that might be a little bit more on the shy side. And there are a number of questions that came up under the video which I really wanted to address somewhat. And one of the best questions under the video was, how do I get into a conversation when there's a group of people standing there and they're talking to each other? How do I get in there? Because it seems very intrusive. And this is a great question. It makes a lot of sense to think about this and maybe find this difficult. It's one of the trickiest parts of a networking event. Now, what really is helpful here is good observational skills. And you can usually read from the body language and the way that people speak what kind of situation they're in. So if I asked you, when would it be not advisable to get into a conversation or insert yourself into a group or conversation? Pretty obvious, right? If there's like two people who are deeply focused in a conversation, very seriously, talking to each other about something that really is vital to them, and you're over there, yeah, you probably would be intruding if you just stepped in there and go, oh, hello, I was here for the networking, can we talk? You could probably get away with it because they would probably be nice enough to open up to you for a moment, but you'd probably be the third wheel because they have a really intense conversation going on here. So reading what people's voice tone sounds like, how intent they are, their body language, if they're fully angled towards each other, it's different to if they're talking like this, then there is a space here for you where you can step in and build on what they're already talking about. Eye contact is really helpful in this situation. If you have a group that you want to join, it is best to make eye contact with at least one person in the group, or ideally with the person that's currently speaking. And then you can react in some way to what they're saying, and then you can maybe get into the conversation building on what they've said. That can be a really effective way of doing this. I also do this socially a lot. For example, if I want to talk to some people just, for other purposes or whatever, I'm just interested in somebody, I often just add to the conversation from 1 or 2 meters away, even though they don't know me. And it very rarely throws people off. Because if you're saying something useful in that conversation, it just sounds like you're a random friendly person that's interested in the same thing. And it works really well. So catching someone's eye when they're in a group is really helpful. And obviously looking friendly. And you're at a networking event. So people understand that you're there, everybody's there to talk to each other. Yeah. So if somebody then really went or pretended that they didn't know you, it's probably out of insecurity rather than because they don't want to talk to you at all. So what are the main things then? Read the body language. If they're in a very intense angled conversation away from you, don't step in there. If they are in front of you, don't do this from behind on the shoulder. It never works. It doesn't work when you're trying to talk to somebody that you want to talk to in public situations. It doesn't work in networking events. You want to be open physically towards them and then enter into the space. And if you get close to somebody 1 or 2 meters, you are entering into a space where they acknowledge you, where they should acknowledge you. And if they don't, then, give them a smile and then they will. If people don't really notice you, that could also be a sign that the conversation is too intense for you to jump in at that point. However, always remember, establishing eye contact, being in the vicinity, being relaxed, being friendly, listening to what's going on, and joining the conversation with a helpful, confident voice, adding something of value to the conversation will get you into a conversation very easily. So I hope this was helpful. If you like this video and you want me to do more, then please put your questions here in the comments and subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell. I see you soon.